What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I really do not like talking about this topic, but a lot of you guys still want to hear my feedback, my thoughts on it, and some recent news came about, so I figured I'd talk about it. It's Mayweather versus Pacquiao. And again, the reason I don't want to hear about it or talk about it is just because it's simply a fight that's lingered on. You're linger. What movie is that from? And we haven't seen the end result. So recently, Pacquiao promoting his fight with Chris Algieri, he said, I think it was to the Boxing Voice. So shout out to my boy Ness and the Boxing Voice, the whole staff. He said basically, my team, Team Pacquiao, is in serious negotiations with Floyd Mayweather and his camp to make the fight. Now, recently in an interview with Fight Hype, shout out to Fight Hype, Floyd did an interview and he says that's all lies. There is no negotiations. He already set the criteria in which he would fight Pacquiao or whatever. He says if Pacquiao leaves his promotional contract with Arum, with Top Rank, and joins the money team or whatever the fuck his stipulation is now. And that's how the fight gets done. He says there are no negotiations and it's just a marketing ploy by Top Rank, Pacquiao, Bob Arum, Freddie Roach, etc. to capitalize, use that name to jog up interest in Pacquiao Algieri. So I'm going to spend some time talking about it. It's been going on for a long time, so I've studied all the characters involved in this. Mayweather's at fault with certain things. Pacquiao and his team are at fault with certain things. Bob Arum, etc. I do agree with Pacquiao, or excuse me, I do agree with Mayweather in the sense of I think Team Pacquiao has used Mayweather's name more than Mayweather to promote their fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it goes. They say all kinds of stuff. Freddie Roach has recently said that Mayweather's legs are shot. He says, and he said this before, you know what I mean? He said Mayweather's legs are shot, and then he looked very fluid against Canelo, and then it's, you know what I mean, quiet as a church mouse. So they say stuff like that. Freddie Roach also recently said that Miguel Cotto and Pacquiao will knock Mayweather out right now. He's done. He's shot, worn. He has no legs. You know what I mean? He's not the same fighter. And it's funny because his fighter was a few fights removed from being knocked out cold. So I find it I find it hilarious that this is going on. I have seen instances where the media asks Floyd Mayweather and he'll bring up Pacquiao. He says he has a surprise, which is very ambiguous. We don't know what that surprise is. But I would say, on behalf of Top Rank and Team Pacquiao, I've seen them use Mayweather's name probably more to promote their fights. And it's like clockwork. Pacquiao's fighting Brandon Rios. Mayweather conversations come up. And I understand the media is the one inquiring and asking some of it, but it's just how much they divulge and what they are actually saying. You know what I mean? But Bob Arum allegedly in Top Rank are supposed to be in negotiations. Floyd has shot that rumor down. Now, let's talk about the bad side with Floyd. Bad side with Floyd is just get the fucking fight done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about, like, any of the extra who's at fault and, you know what I mean, lies at this point. It's just been so long and we still have not got the fucking fight. I just want to see it. And truthfully, this isn't even the best fight out there anymore. When they first started negotiations in like 2008, yeah, it was probably the most solid fight, not only in terms of the skill level of both fighters, but also the marketability of that fight and then what it would generate. You know what I mean? But a lot has changed since then. You know what I mean? You got to think about it. 2008 is currently 2014. So just use that math. That's 6 years ago. You know what I mean? And you could have been in the sixth or seventh grade, and by now, from when the first fight was initially talked about, you could have been in the sixth or seventh grade. We still haven't seen the fight. You would currently be probably a junior or senior in high school. You know what I mean? Just depending on the exact dates, if it's been actually 6 years or whatnot. But that's crazy that you could be a sixth or seventh grader when the fight was first started, like circulating that they were going to make the fight, and now you would be a fucking senior in high school about to graduate. You know what I mean? It's crazy when you actually look at the timeline and how long it's been. So at this point, it's not the best fight to me. I don't think it's the best fight. I would watch it, and it's purely out of curiosity so we could put the arguments to rest and all that, and I would support it for that reason and that reason only. But it's not the best fight. There are a lot of fights on my mind, at least on Ego's mind, that trump that. I think Miguel Cotto versus Canelo is a very, very great fight. And to me, it trumps Pacquiao Mayweather happening right now. Like I said, I want to see it, but it's not the end of the world if I don't. I've waited this long, you know what I'm saying? And I continue with my life. Amir Khan, Kell Brook. That's another fight that I really, truthfully want to see. Or you could put Keith Thurman in with a top welterweight. These are all great fights. Kell Brook and Keith Thurman, things like that. These are fights that I want to see. Chavez Jr. versus Carl Froch. Chavez Jr. versus Triple G. These are all great fights. Mikey Garcia versus Terrence Crawford. Adrian Broner versus Matisse. All great fights. Adrian Broner versus Danny Garcia. You know what I mean? Danny Garcia moving up in weight and fighting, you know what I mean, a Keith Thurman or somebody like that. These are all great fights to me. And based on how much has changed since 2008, to me, they're better fights. Not saying they would gross more, but they're better fights because there's a good stylistic matchup where both fighters are in their careers. These are very interesting. You know what I mean? You look at Terrence Crawford, Mikey Garcia. The only downside for that is he's had a long layoff so far because he's dealing with legal issues. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, he looked good on his last fight against Carlos Burgos. It was kind of boring, but that was more or less because Burgos wouldn't engage. Terrence Crawford looked spectacular. Battle adversity against Gamboa, got the win, and like knocked him down a hell of a lot of times. You know what I mean? Andre Ward versus Triple G. That's a good fight to test Triple G, see where he's really at. You know what I mean? Andre Darrell versus Andre Ward. Great fight. You know what I mean? Or even Anthony I would like to see. So to me, Mayweather-Pacquiao is not even the best fight anymore. Fuck that. 2008 might have been a different story. But now, it's not the best fight. It's just a fight that people, I think, would want to see just merely to shut everything up. You know what I mean? Truthfully, I'd rather see like fucking Pacquiao versus Canelo or something different. You know what I mean? I'll watch, like, don't get me wrong, I'll watch Mayweather versus Pacquiao, but it's not the best fight. I'd rather see a lot of other fights other than this. But I had to talk about it. And according to Floyd Mayweather, it's all lies. The fight is not being negotiated. But I wish Mayweather would just, you know what I mean, just drop it. Don't, like, it's like you're trying to hold the stake over the lion's den and, like, tease people with it. Just, if you're not going to fight the motherfucker, just say that. You know what I'm saying? Say, nope, no way. The fight's not happening. Move on. You know what I mean? And I hate both sides for just trying to give fans a glimmer of hope. Luckily for me, I'm not caught up into it like that. You know what I'm saying? I was at one point, but I've been very far removed from that where it just looks like it's not happening. You know what I mean? So every time they bring each other's name up, it's just like, and so it's like the boy who cried wolf and shit at this point. So I really don't care. It's like a friend. I had a friend and he used to always talk about, man, I'm about to get this new car. I'm about to get this job. And after I understood his pattern and how he would just lie and sell wolf tickets and shit, it just got to a point where I would almost tune him out. He'd be like, man, I'm about to get this new Camaro, the Camaro with the yellow and shit, the one from Transformers. Like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Shut the fuck up. And that's pretty much how I feel about Pacquiao and Mayweather. It's gone on far too long. And, again, I will watch it as a boxing fan, but it's not the highest fight on my list. You guys wanted my thoughts on it. There you have it. Let me know what you guys think of Pacquiao saying his team is negotiating with Mayweather and Mayweather saying it's all lies and not being negotiated. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.